And we are live again, Wrestle Purist live, hosted by myself, Ibu, better known to some of you guys as Backup Hangman, and we are also joined on this Wednesday by Rob. And we've got a few things to get into, including what we've heard about AEW and Dolph Ziggler, AEW Dynamite preview, NXT recap, whatever you guys want to super chat us about. But yeah, man, first things first, please like, subscribe, send any super chats if any questions, any takes, anything like that. And we'll get them read out. Turn on the post notifications. Hope everyone's doing good. Starting with my fellow co-host, Rob. Happy you're joining us. Why are you not on camera?
Oh, I'm gonna get on camera in a second, but I just woke up like 30 minutes ago. But I am here. I'm here to talk big black niggas, man. You know, NXT is just the land of just huge, gargantuan, just African American or Nigerian men. No, that ass. It's like for some reason, just all these black men are just popping up at NXT. It's like finding random Pokemon on the side of the street now. It's crazy. But I'm here. That's what I'm here to talk today.
We got some things to say. I've been scouting. Ibu, what's going on, bro?
What's going on is CM Punk is the hottest thing in professional wrestling, and he got 400,000 people to tune in to Monday Night Raw in the middle of 2 football games, and then all those people left once his segment was done, and he's molding the young minds of the future of pro wrestling. So, I don't know. I'm having a pretty okay day, you know, multitasking as usual on a Wednesday afternoon. Happy to be here, happy to talk some news and rumors and Dynamite and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, man, we're here. I thought NXT was horrendous. I thought it was a pile of shit.
I was just at the breakout tournament, you know, we got underway.
Oh, it rules. The breakout tournament rocks, you know, because it's just these raw, big, powerful athletes just doing physical, beastly things, you know. So that was nice. The Dragon Lee rules, but some of this other stuff, I mean, my goodness, we'll get into it for sure. But yeah, man, we're in the building. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, NXT as a show, it did, you know, it wasn't perfect, you know.
It was a little flawed,
you know, but the NXT Men's Breakout Tournament of 2023, which includes Oberfemi, did get underway. So, you know, we're going to get into that eventually. But so yeah, what we got on the agenda? We got AEW Dolph Ziggler, NXT, which includes Punk being at NXT, Dory Funk Jr. visiting as well. And we're going to preview Dynamite. So, like I said, we'll start with AEW Dolph Ziggler. So, yeah, it seems like he's got some fans in the company, doesn't it, Bill?
Yeah, man. He's here to show the world. And within the company itself, there's a lot of people in the roster that are just friends with him. You know, he may or may not have hung out at some of these shows and familiarized himself with these roster members. So they're pulling for him. And then people within the creative team are pulling for him. So much so that there's already been a couple pitches made for Mr. Dolph Ziggler.
Yes.
A number of pitches have been made for Dolph. One specifically that Russell Pierce heard about was the whole him being a CJ Perry client and entering the Miroverse. So they're already preparing pitches for him. They've already prepared pitches for a couple of other wrestlers that are soon to be free agents. And as always, like AEW reiterated to me that they haven't been able to directly negotiate with him because he has a 90-day no-compete clause. And so, you know, they haven't been able to pitch certain things directly to him in a formal setting. And pen hasn't been put to paper, but he's expected to join. He'll probably be signing with AEW sooner rather than later. And so that's why they've already been making preparations for his arrival.
Some interesting pitches, you know. The CJ Perry pitch, that was kind of the thing people focused on. So like when we put the exclusive out, but you know, many in AEW have been pushing for the signing of Dolph Ziggler, and there's been multiple creative pitches for him. We put that on. We put the CJ Perry bit at the end, and that's what caused all the discourse. A lot of people definitely won't be pulling for that one. I don't think so. Hopefully, if he does come in, that's not what they do with him. But what else do you think he could do? I don't know, man. It's interesting. Because he is really good, and I'm a fan of Dolph, bro. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan, and he's not someone that I'm going to turn my nose up at. But you know, Of course, a lot of people were saying like, AEW doesn't need him, and AEW doesn't particularly need like a lot of wrestlers that they already have. So
Yeah.
it's always gonna,
Hip City. Sorry.
Well, that was
Sorry.
settle down a bit, Anyway, but yeah, Rob, what was you thinking when you found out about AEW kind of looking Dolph Ziggler's way? It seems.
Hey man, I think it's a good get. It's kind of sad that within the last 10 years, even 11, 12, 13 years, Dolph Ziggler really never got the presentation and he really never got the chance to show what he can really do. We've seen what he can do and how good, especially how good of a babyface he can be at the Survivor Series 2014 match. And we've seen how good of a heel he could be, especially 13 years ago when he was doing his heel work. And it's just very unfortunate that he got that concussion after he got the world title, because it's a very known thing that after you got injured, Vince McMahon stopped believing in you. And so he got certain moments, like he got certain moments on TV, but they were never past mid-card title status. And so I'm not saying he's AEW world title immediately positioning, but it'll be interesting to see what he could do against some of the world's best, and especially against like the matches that he had with Rey Mysterio. I would love to see what he could do against some of the Lucha guys. It's just like it's a very new avenue for him, and I'm excited to see what he could do if he does go.
The thing about that is like the argument could be made that we truly don't know quite how good he is overall. And I mean, he's not in his physical prime anymore, but what I'm personally rooting for when it comes to him as an individual wrestler is I'm rooting for some type of how can I put this? John Moxley style reinvention. He's only like 42. Like in modern wrestling, like I think it'd be really cool if like kind of
Only
explored.
42.
Yeah, but like I think it'd be cool.
He's been on the road with WWE for about
right,
right.
You
But
know?
I mean, Minoru Suzuki at 42 was just getting started. I just think it'd be cool if he reinvented himself and just really, went in a totally different direction and revitalized his career. And so we'll see, because he could do that, or he could do the very easy, lazy thing that many former WWE guys do, which is just, I'm going to just do the act that I've been doing in a new place until they don't want to pay me anymore. So if he goes to AEW to basically rehash WWE stuff in like the mid card, I'm not particularly interested in that, to be honest with you.
You know what I don't want to see is what Monty was talking about, him in the Mirrorverse. We've already seen a Rusev Dolph Ziggler Cuck storyline. We don't need to see another one, bro. I'm not trying to see that shit.
No, we do not. We do not need to see a Cuck storyline with CJ Perry.
Nick anyone.
And the other thing is like, again, does AEW need Nick Nemeth? Of course they don't. Of course they don't. But I do think someone like a Bryan Danielson, for example, because I just know how he is, he's absolutely going to want to test him and be like, I do want to know how truly good Nick really is, and you know how he is. For him to find out, he has to get in the ring with him and have an expansive 20-minute match where he can see for himself.
Oh my God.
And I could see them popping each other on a collision match for 23 minutes on a Saturday. So I think his value to AEW specifically is as being a good hand that has good matches with some of their better wrestlers. For himself, from an individual standpoint, I don't think it depends on what his goals are, frankly. Like if he wants to be like a wrestling superstar, achieving things at the highest level, he should probably tour the world. If he just wants to get paid and just hang out with his buddies and stuff, like AEW is a great option and he can just kind of do that. So it really depends on his own goals. But if he has a crazy ambition to just still be great and be like a top superstar, it'll be interesting to see how he approaches this, I guess. So we'll see what they do. AEW is probably going to sign him, and we'll see how they choose to use him.
Yeah, I think the most recent sample we've got of him doing something expansive and being featured prominently was in NXT. Yeah, I did enjoy his run. Not even just because it wasn't a very long run with the title. It was more so like the feud. His title program with Bron Breakker was good stuff.
Very good. He came off like a star in that setting, and it was a smaller setting for sure. But he came off like a star walking around with that belt, holding it. You know what I mean? Grew a beard. You remember that? Remember he grew a beard? Like, he just...
And we've also seen him do something different because remember that Raw match that he had with Gable that was like 6 minutes where they just went out there and were like, yeah, let's shoot wrestle for like let's mat wrestle for like 5 minutes.
Early in the Triple H regime, they kind of like fell in love with him as just like a good match guy. You know.
Yeah.
Then he caught some quiet injuries there in the background, and then they kind of just moved on from him. But there was a stretch where they were letting him just have Dolph Ziggler. Like I don't know if you remember this, Monty. One of the early Triple H Raws. There was a show that had Gable and Kevin Owens and Priest and Edge. They had an expansive epic match between Ziggler and Balor, which is just hilarious. Like he went like 16, 17 minutes. You know, had a extended closing stretch. You know, so
yeah, it's like Vince. Ziggler doesn't do the flashy things that a lot of guys do, but he's very good at what he does. So
he's pretty flashy.
Yeah, I mean, the modern bar for being flashy is quite, it's quite ridiculous now, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
so
like
on modern standards, he's not that flashy. But when he was, I guess you'd call it his peak. You know.
You know what it was? The stuff he did it as athletically as possible. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's
like his satellite DDT and the drop kicks, and things like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like flashy nowadays, flashy nowadays, like what Monty said is like doing 630 fucking sentons and shit. You know what I mean?
Leon Slater.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Nick Nemeth trying to fit in like that and like doing fucking I don't even know. Like,
hey, if he does a moonsault in his first AEW match, I might be.
I don't need him to do a moonsault to be impressed by him. I just want him to wrestle well. Like, I hate that mindset that it's like, hey man, I have this fucking checklist, and hey man, if he does this move, maybe there's something there. Like, I don't know. I don't believe in that, but we'll see what happens. I seen there was some backlash from fans, Monty, about potentially signing Nick Nemeth. And from one standpoint, I get it because it's like, again, there's so many people waiting to get pushed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So many people waiting to get pushed. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just chill about this because I've just always thought he was good. You know what I mean? I've always just found Ziggler to be a good wrestler. So yeah, I'm not like pushing back on him. There's a couple other guys that have been released that I'd kind of push back on if they came over. But
the thing is though, it's like the backlash, like you said. I don't understand the backlash because it's not like, unless we hear differently, it's not, all we've been hearing is like Ziggler wants to come over, and it's not like he probably wants to come over and just take over and be one of the WWE guys that doesn't really do anything and collects a check. He's already making creative plans and planning on wrestling. So it's just like, I don't understand the backlash from that.
Well, to be fair, Rob, we have no clue what his mentality is going to be.
True.
We have absolutely no.
Yeah, it's very much a wait and see thing. You know, it's I'm a fan of Dolph, and obviously I do understand pushing back on it because, of course, like we've already mentioned, there's plenty of really, really promising, capable talents already in AEW who aren't quite getting what they. What a lot of people think they should be getting, so you'd think to prioritize those first. But I think a lot of the fear of it as well comes from when AEW make a signing, they like to make a point of it. They give them a featured feud, etc., etc., etc. And for the most part, it's usually a top star, to be honest. But you can sometimes bring someone in. It doesn't necessarily mean he's taking someone else's spot. You can kind of just, it depends. It depends what people expect, and it depends, like you said, Ibu, earlier, what his goals are. Because if he wants to like really reinvent himself and become like the best star he can possibly be, still with like the last few years of his career, or even try and extend it further than that, then maybe AEW won't be the place for him to do that.
It depends on what he wants.
Mm-hmm. But if he's happy to kind of come in and be, like you said, like a good hand who has good matches with the better wrestlers, maybe find a tag partner for him who isn't his brother.
Who isn't his brother?
No.
Find him a good tag partner. I don't know. But I don't think he's someone that he should be coming in and feuding with Christian Cage for the TNT title, or God forbid MJF for the world title. Or
I'll tell you what.
That,
Would I low key enjoy that? To be honest, yes. Is that what AEW?
Yeah, but it shouldn't. Same, but like, it shouldn't be happening.
Should
You know,
AEW really be doing? Should they be spending their resources and time on that? No.
Right, like it's not something they need to be doing.
Yeah, you should
Christian
be.
Cage and Dolph just
Yeah,
playing
that's like
some real music out there.
yeah, that's them like popping themselves, letting these two old fucks just kind of try to make some real music. You know, the matches would be really good.
That was really good, man. Dolph is very good. But I guess just to summarize, according to sources in AEW, a lot of people in the company are pushing for the signing of Dolph Ziggler, which includes talent and people in creative. There's already been multiple creative pitches made for him. Obviously, we don't know how, if they've got to Dolph. We doubt it because, like we said, there's been no negotiations or anything like that yet because he's still under his no compete, which I think is actually up like next week. I could be wrong, I'm not 100%. One of the creative pitches was he will be one of CJ Perry's clients, which is just one of the pitches. It doesn't mean it's definitely happening. It doesn't even mean it's likely that it's happening. It's just a pitch, you know. But yeah, like I said, he's still under his 90-day. Nothing's been put, no pen's been put to paper. And yeah, we've just heard of a few pitches that involve him. So we thought it was interesting for you guys to know. Anything else, Ibu, on that one, or we
No, I reached out to an AEW official about the pitch that we heard, and it was basically just explained to me that, like, but this pitch is made every day for like a ton of people. He basically kind of not wrote it all, but basically just kind of chalked it up to like, listen, like pitches get made every day. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah. Well, I understand the worry that people have, you know. Let's dive into some super chats before we move on to our next thing. Darren Walker, £5. Appreciate you as always. Last week, Monty gave us a preview of the men in the NXT breakout. I expect a full Lexus King bio, what college and everything else about Mr. King. I'll let Rob do that later on, I guess.
That guy is. I don't know.
No, relax. Relax. What the fuck?
Is Monty frozen for you?
Oh
yeah, I froze.
I was gonna say.
Oh, because I literally just like refreshed my page. So I was like,
Lexus King. The words Lexus King came up with my mouth, and everything just went black, bro. It's crazy. Anyway, appreciate you, Darren. Another one from Darren. Again, £5. Appreciate you. And look at the brackets for NXT Breakout. We'll likely get Lexus King versus Obafemi final. King should win it just so people go crazy about the result. No.
As much as I love Lexus King, bro, no.
Andy, you don't love Lexus King. You're just doing a shitty bit. Like,
I don't know what you're talking about. Next super chat.
Andy, 100 rupees. How would you guys book Punk freaking? The way freaking tore Punk down, it would feel weird for Punk to lose. His first loss should be down the line, in my opinion. I think Seth's beating him. So
you say you think what, Monty?
I think Seth's beating him. So
I think he should beat him. I think Punk let him get his shit off. Punk is going to retaliate verbally and absolutely embarrass him eventually in this build. I just think Seth, I don't think Punk needs the World Heavyweight Championship right now. I think there's so many guys that could kind of be helped by the belt coming up. You know. I think Punk putting him over would be totally fine, and then Punk could just do other cool feuds that are kind of down the line for him.
Right, it's like does Punk need the World Heavyweight title realistically? Like, does he need
Absolutely
it actually?
No. Look, if he wins it, I'm not bitching. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I'm not like no, see a bunch of shit. But no, but it doesn't necessarily need to happen. To be honest,
I am.
Oh, we know that, you know. But yeah, man. I think Seth's going over anyway. So Scott, $2.79. Appreciate it. Need to see more Keanu Carver in the future. I agree, Scott. I agree. We're going to get into it. Tommy Cutlets, $2. Appreciate you. I pass her the football. I tank her the raw rating. I mean, all right, bro. Karan, appreciate you, brother, as always. I missed the setup of this match, but Roddy versus Hangman happening tonight, that could be godly. I mean,
Yeah,
it wasn't a setup, was it? Roddy was just like, Roddy ditched the wheelchair.
And then they put the match graphic up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. I don't know.
My thought process is probably because they're all kind of involved in the same thing, especially since MJF just got involved with Hangman last week, and MJF is also involved with Roddy, so I think they're going to somehow link that together tonight in like a segment or something.
That's plausible, 100%.
I don't give a shit what the setup is. I'm just happy to see them wrestle.
100%, especially Roddy, as much as I like Hangman as well. But yeah, bro, been a minute, you know. It's been a minute since I've seen Roddy throw some chops, bro. You know. Anyway, Andy, 100 rupees, appreciate it. Is Triple H motivated by having Reigns take Hogan's record, or do people there want a new champion? Feel they talked themselves into Reigns winning Raw to Warner Brothers Discovery ? Okay, so H motivated. I don't think Triple H will be motivated to have Roman Reigns break Hogan's record. I think Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman may be motivated for Roman Reigns to break Hogan's record, but I don't think it'll happen.
I can tell you, like, that's not a decision Triple H would jump to and be like, oh, yeah, we got to have Cody lose a second time. Like, that's not something he's going to jump to do. So that's that. WBD. There are rumors abound, rumors aplenty, of course, about the TV deal. And I'm going to see myself out of that shit. You know, like, listen, we'll see what happens, obviously. There's rumors all over the place about what's going to happen and where these shows are going to end up. Obviously, there's been some whispers about Raw to WBD. 2-3 weeks ago, this seemed like just some QAnon bullshit, quite frankly. And come to find out, there may be more smoke to the fire, but we'll see how much smoke. And if it's enough smoke, that'll actually lead to a major thing happening in that direction. You know, I know as an outsider watching what's been going on, to me, AEW and WBD seem like they have a great relationship. That's what it appears like to me. So we'll see if that's foregone by Mr. David Zaslav and if he chooses to snake them and tank this relationship in favor of a WWE deal. So I guess time will tell on this one.
Yeah, it's one of them. Like, there's a lot of rumors, there's a lot of smoke, there's a lot of whatever, you know. But it's like, it's not just rumors of just that. There's rumors of everything, you know. So that's why I think that's why so many people are being not so weird about it, you know. Yeah, we don't feel the need to do any like vague tweeting or anything about it. We're only addressing it because we've been asked about it here, you know.
There has been increasingly over the last day, Monty, a lot of just like this TV deal thing, man. Wow, and like, oh boy,
it's the Dave tweet, man. Dave knows what he did, man. I'm not having it.
He dropped the bomb and then logged off. And then literally logged off.
That's the best way to do it because you know the shit he gets.
He said things have dramatically changed with this TV deal thing, and Punk has something to do with it, and then just logged off. It's like, what?
Well, yeah, like I said, there's rumors in all kinds of directions. Some of them weird, some of them seem, you know, expected. You know, there's positive and negative, all kinds of shit going around at the minute. But it's all just rumors. And that's probably why there hasn't been like full reports on it. But TV deals are always weird. Anyway, I've been saying this. We're in our like group chats and stuff. There's no one hears anything. Then all of a sudden they get announced one day, and it's not the place where everyone's been talking about for months going into it. It's just like it's just, you know.
When was NXT to CW like a thing in the news cycle until the day it was announced? Like literally the day it was announced, it leaked like an hour early to the sheets. And then it got announced. It was not a thing that was discussed for weeks on end when it comes to a deal. It just kind of happened.
All of them, even
Back on the USA was not like a thing that was discussed or talked about or reported on.
So, you know, us podcasters and stuff. It's above us, you know. It's all that corporate journalism, you know. Anyway,
and it's probably the story's gonna get broken. Here's what's gonna happen: PW Insider is gonna find out what's gonna happen with Raw an hour before the press release, and then you're gonna get a press release published likely by the LA Times or ESPN or one of these fucking prestige outlets that WWE will basically formally leak to, and then we'll find out what happened. That's how this is gonna go down.
Hush 199. What's Coach Punk's reaction to Keanu and Oba?
Coach Punk sees a lot of potential in Keanu and Oba.
He better. Big Hero Chris, $2. Appreciate you. I'm just here to praise my Lord and Savior, Oba Femi. It's what we're all here, bro. Every Wednesday, for the next few weeks at least. Corey David, $2. Appreciate you. Monty Brown, Reborn, Keanu Carver. Even though we put Carter, but it's Carver, brother.
That's what Chris tweeted last night. Chris was like, Chris quote tweeted a video of him doing the pauses like, "Yo, show this brother some Monty Brown promos."
Cody Wills, 199. Appreciate you.
What?
Yeah.
I like
it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Monty, I saw a tweet where someone said when Trick gets called up, Booker T has to get called up with him.
I'd love Booker T back on commentary on main roster television.
Where would you put? What show would you put him on?
SmackDown. He was really good on SmackDown.
What are the current commentary teams? Because Corey Graves has been away because obviously Carmelo had the baby. Then he came back. Then he was away last Friday because JBL was there, but I'm sure he was spending time with his family as well. So,
send Corey Graves and JBL to Raw and bring Booker T to SmackDown. That's what we.
All I know is JBL was very entertaining last week.
He was.
WWE commentary is very mid.
I really struggle with young Kevin Patrick. You know,
Kevin Patrick.
Kevin Patrick really only has one. Kevin Patrick only has one reaction to moves, and it's what a move, what a maneuver by a LA Knight. Come on, bro.
Hush 499. Saw a tweet that said we don't want to see Dolph with Miro 22 and Lana the Plug had me dying. But seriously, Dolph versus Kenny, Ospreay, Swerve, etc. I want it. He's a good wrestler, man. He's a good wrestler.
The man that made that.
Dolph versus Kenny would be really cool.
Yeah, man, 100%. $4.99 from I am walking down a path of no return. Which WWE wrestlers under 30 could benefit most from an excursion to Japan?
Braun Breaker.
Most of NXT.
Braun Breaker, Oba Femi, Keanu Carver, the one of the Gulag boys, Hank the Tank Walker. Who else? There's a list. I'll make a list.
Depends, bro. You know, as well. People say Japan. Where in Japan? You know, like going on an excursion to DDT is very different to going on an excursion to All Japan, isn't it? You know, so it's like
both excursions would make these guys better.
You can't send them to Noah. They'll just have him face Jack Morris.
So it's always a weird one that is as well. It's like, who do I think could actually like not go insane going to live over in Japan for 6 months or whatever, you know? So
Braun
Breaker is an animal.
He'd wake up early and just be in do dojo sessions.
Yeah, I tweeted this a year ago. A Braun Breaker military press power slam into Naito countering it into a Destino would move mountains.
That's hilarious.
Plotting out the spots already, you know.
Yeah, right.
Short House Buzz, $5. Appreciate you as always. Is Oba Femi the most universally liked wrestler across all Wrestle Purist contributors? Potentially,
he might be.
Yeah, AO loves Oba Femi.
I need to know what Parker thinks. Charlie. And we need to find out what Parker and Charlie are thinking, you know. But yeah, Oba Femi, he's just the real, bro. No, we're gonna get into it. Hush 199, appreciate it as always. They should do Intercontinental title tournament and call up Braun like Mello.
I was talking about this yesterday on the review with Rob Amonte. So during the match between Bronson Reed and Ivar, the commentary basically implied like this could have Intercontinental title implications. Both these guys are going to be chasing Gunther. And then we saw backstage that Chad Gable, Ricochet, and Kofi Kingston were going to discuss something with Adam Pearce. And then either last week or the week before on Raw, Gunther was seen with Pearce, and he briefly remarked saying, we have to figure out what's next for this title. So that's 5 names right there, right? Those 5. And let's say in theory that you throw a DIY into the bracket, right? That's 7 names. And then you throw an NXT guy, boom, that's 8 right there. You already have 8.
I like it.
Yeah.
Let me discuss. We were like, yeah, they could probably even do a round robin if they really
That
wanted
would be
to.
hilarious. If they did
That
a
would be
round,
very funny.
if they did a Gunther G1, can you imagine Gunther in the ring saying,
Kofi Kingston going 2 and 3, you know?
no, but Monty, can you imagine
Real grabs.
Gunther in the ring saying that this is a sport and enough of the entertainment? And after defeating Miz, he just announced like the Gunther Grand Prix or some shit. Like,
Oh my god, GGP, GGP.
Grand Prix. You got you any given Raw, you get like Ricochet versus Gable, and I don't know, like Gargano versus Ivar or some shit. That'd be kind of cool.
They should do it.
I think they should.
Well, Chisholm, $5, appreciate ya. Do you think Triple H will book Seth Rollins to beat CM Punk so he won't have a nervous breakdown and act like he will go to AEW?
We'll see.
Like we already said, I think we all think Seth's going to beat Punk anyway, and who knows how much those things are a factor in the decision making. But even if those weren't part of it, I don't know if they are. I'd probably still have Seth beat Punk anyway.
Yeah, as long as he's serious, Seth, like he was the other night.
Yeah, I think he'll remain in this mode as long as CM Punk's around, because that's kind of, I guess that's the character. Is that certain triggers and certain people make him drop the whole charade that he does. And so I'm hoping that the mode that he was in on Monday is the mode that he remains in anytime CM Punk is within his vicinity. So hopefully. Zayd Naddy 199, appreciate it. Obafemi versus Bron Breakker, WrestleMania 45, Night 2 main event. Bro, you're way off.
Could you imagine if Oba could
Fuck.
Can you imagine if Oba could put
it's
it together?
Happening before then.
Could you imagine if Obafemi could put it together kind of like like Bobby Lashley? Like,
I've watched 2 matches. Okay. I've seen some things, I've seen some things.
That like throwdown move thing he did last night, where
that's what he does sometimes. He'll just fucking throw a nigga, bro. This is what he does. Like,
he'll just throw you from a really high spot, from a really high place. He'll just throw you down.
Brother, he
shot put background, bro. He's got that shot put background. He just shot puts niggas. It's crazy, bro. He's the best,
bro. He's went viral.
Talent.
He went viral off a rolling forearm and a pop-up powerbomb.
That powerbomb, it's the best in the business.
Bro.
Who's got a better powerbomb? Someone in the chat tell me who has a better powerbomb from Obafemi. I'm being dead ass. I'm being dead ass right now. He fucking kills people with it, bro. It looks brutal, brute force, bro.
Bro, especially when he throws them 8 feet in the air. Oh my god,
bro, he's. I'm getting fired up just a fucking WrestleMania fantasy booking. Anyway, bring myself back down. So Jizzle, 199. Warner Brothers Discovery has to be Nick Khan's top target, right? Nick Khan is the mob,
He's the mob.
That ass.
In an update, so Ring of Honor Final Battle doubled its ticket sales after the announcement of that BCC versus FTR and Mark Briscoe match. They were at around like 1,005, and right now they're at 2,200, and this is after the announcement.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I think Final Battle last year did 2,200.
It basically means that there are people who are like, I don't give a shit about Ring of Honor, but then like, I could watch Danielson also. Danielson, Mox.
Mark Briscoe.
Yeah. I'd probably buy a ticket if I was in Texas, right, and the card was announced. I'd be like, meh. And then after that announcement, I would buy a ticket myself. I'd be like, yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, man, 100%.
Yep.
Hold on. We didn't even really address the super chat. Yeah, Nick Khan, he's in the mob, bro. You know, he's a dangerous man. You know,
He's the nigga in the mob movies with the silver hair that always gets the deals done for whatever reason. Nobody else can get the deals done but him.
He's something else. So that would not surprise me at all because, you know, at the end of the day, if the insanity of the rumors did come to fruition of, you know, Warner Brothers Discovery picking up Raw and ditching AEW, that'd be a huge win for Mr. Nick Khan. So
if that happened, I don't want to be on this app the day that happens.
Yeah, you do.
No,
you always try. You
see what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. I do
Can
not.
you see what I'm talking about?
I do not.
This is what he does, bro. He'll be tweeting memes. He'll do one of his famous Triple H on the phone memes. We know his game, bro.
No, I do that when the thing is still like, you know, like when something's not concrete, then I'll make the joke, right? But if the bad news actually happens for AEW fans, that's not a moment where you want to kind of, you know what I mean, make those jokes.
You know, maybe Jeff Bezos, you know.
Oh my god,
get on Amazon or something. Amazon would pop me because I'm in the UK, so it doesn't really make much difference to me anyway. But like, if it was on Amazon, or Netflix,
I'm very anti. You know what I mean? Streaming for.
Speaking of just rumors, just throwing other ones out there. There was like a rumor like a week ago of some traction getting behind Raw and NXT and Netflix. So it's like there's rumors all over the place, people. So I wouldn't spend too much time zooming in on one just because it sounds like doomsday of, you know, Raw going to Warner. So you know, there's all kinds of wild rumors out there. You know,
those rumors don't make any fucking sense, brother. Like, Raw is the flagship show. They're going to another major network. They're going to find a major network for Monday Night Raw. So
Netflix would be hilarious though for either of them. The idea of just streaming, it pops me. You know,
imagine paying $20 to watch Raw. You know,
like, you get everything else. You know,
what the fuck is on Netflix?
Bro, half the US has fucking Netflix, don't it? You know, so like,
bro, we dropped Netflix because that shit now they're super weird about, you know, password sharing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
oh my no, and then they have the first tier where it's you have to have ads.
Yeah, they've added ads, they've added tiers. Now like the lowest tier isn't even HD. Like
you have to pay to get you can get ads. You can get 720p, but you still get ads. Like,
when they do have good movies, they don't stay longer than like a month. You know, all the good shows get canceled. Yeah, fuck Netflix.
It's $25 for 4K, no ads, and another thing that they're giving out now.
Fuck Netflix.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, rumors. Hush 199 AEW. Welcome to Tubi.
Monty, are you familiar with Tubi and their movies?
Not the movies, but I know they're not exactly the most serious big time network a wrestling promotion would want to be on, you know?
Bro, Tubi movies are the most unserious thing you've ever seen, bro.
Yo,
they're just those like low budget Christmas movies that are on at like 1 p.m. in the afternoon.
It's low budget, just dog shit. I watched a clip of the ending of a Tubi movie where, like, I guess this woman was waiting on a man to like I guess a woman was in jail or some shit, and she's waiting to like reunite with her man after 5 years or something. She enters this house at the end of the movie, and she's basically like, "Did you wait for me?" And then his like new girlfriend emerges from like the stairway, and then like he's just like, "What do you expect? It's been 5 years, Loretta, or whatever."
Oh my
God. She's so mad, and then she just shoots this new lady, and then like their child comes down the steps. And then she kills the child and then kills the man. That's the end of the movie,
bro. Oh no, Tubi movies are awesome. There's Tubi movies like that one, and there's also Tubi movies that get to the plot and they just end. Like they get to the climax of the point of the movie and they just end.
Monty, one of the days when you're just with the missus or whatever, go on YouTube and just look up Tubi movie, and there's just a lot of really funny videos
I
breaking
don't
down.
think I'm gonna do that. But anyway,
you got to.
we'll choose on $5. Appreciate it. It's funny how Dave sent a tweet yesterday and just walked out the room. It would be nasty that they said. It would be nasty that they said we want to be in the Punk world, lol. I mean,
Listen, if CM Punk got WWE a new TV deal single-handedly, he has to be in the Observer Hall of Fame.
oh yeah. No, I think he should. He obviously needs to be in it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, but like, you know,
at that point, it's like, come on. Walking into WWE and just getting them a new TV deal in a month. You know what I mean? Like come on. Yeah.
Songanda Chonko. Excuse me if I'm not pronouncing that properly. 35 ZAR. Not sure what that is. But anyway, Ibu, what do you think they have in store for LeBron Breakker on main roster? Is Melo officially splitting between SmackDown and NXT? Love from South Africa. Much love, brother.
I'd expect some Dragon Lee business with Melo in the sense of you're going to see him in and out of both shows. As for Mr. LeBron Breakker, I was told yesterday that Paul Heyman has an unorthodox pitch for him. I do not know what that means. I don't know what that entails. But Paul Heyman has an unorthodox pitch for Bron Breakker.
Beating Roman.
I don't know what it is. I was just told that Paul Heyman specifically has an unconventional pitch for Mr. Breakker.
Master94, appreciate you as always. 199. All Japan needs to sign Draymond Green ASAP.
Did you see what he did yesterday, Monty?
No, but I know what he's like.
You need to get that nigga out the league, bro.
Every 3 weeks he's punching somebody. Like,
yo,
and I'm not a guy that pro clutches over fighting in basketball. It kind of pops me.
But at this point, it's
calm down, bro. Damn.
Monty, dead ass. He's posting up on Yusuf Nurkic on the Sun from the Suns, and Yusuf Nurkic is defending him the way you're supposed to be, which is arm on the back
and trying to reach for the ball.
Right, like, and he claims that he's holding him, so he just turns around and just close-fisted, just punches the shit out of Yusuf Nurkic, and then after the game, he's just like, "No, I just got bad luck, man. It's just I usually don't apologize, but I just got bad luck." It's like, no, nigga, you punched him in the face.
Monty, this is the second time he's punched a guy in the face this season. Last year, he punched his teammate in the face.
So, what sort of level of fines and suspension should really get for that?
So heavy. The reason why fights don't happen in the NBA now is because they're subject to heavy fines and suspensions. If you swing on a guy, you're automatically like suspended 1 game just for swinging, even if you miss. Connecting on a punch, that's usually like a 5-game suspension. You know, if it's a big, massive melee, a brawl on the court, you may get like 10, 15 games, something like that.
Miles at the Palace got like Ron Artest.
Oh, that was insane. Well, that was because he was fighting fans. Yeah, like a famous NBA fighter, Ron Artest fought fans, and he got suspended for like a year. You can't fight fans. Like, come on. But player to player, that's like a couple games. Yeah.
Jacob Donnelly, $5, appreciate it. Not trying to meme, but does Ibu know what Punk thinks of Lexis King's shtick? After all, Brian Pillman Jr. did put over Punk in AEW as an influence.
I don't quite know what CM Punk thinks of Lexis King.
And you rag 100 rupees, appreciate it. Was it Kenny's or Tony's decision to be not in the Continental Classic? Crazy to think that Jericho Vortex is so strong. It took 2 GOATs, Brian last year and Kenny this year.
I'm not totally sure. I can tell you that right now that creative is being handled by Don Callis and Chris Jericho themselves.
Hush 199. Need Brock around past WrestleMania 41 for Oba interaction.
Oba would pop Brock Lesnar.
Bro, of course he would.
Brock would.
Who doesn't he pop? Unless you're just an absolutely tasteless, raving racist or something, you know? Like, well, you know, Obafemi, bro. You know?
Obafemi.
Like, what's the not to like? He even cut a killer promo yesterday. It's crazy.
There's not enough brute force.
I'm not necessarily saying if you don't like Obafemi, you're racist, but I'm just saying, Will Chisholm, $2. Tubi movies are worse than Tyler Perry movies.
They are. They're genuinely worse.
Way worse.
And I think Tyler Perry's bad. So like, I think if me, Monty, if me and you and Rob gathered one day with an iPhone and a tripod, we could make a Tubi movie.
No, that's basically what they make. Like, bro, they have people get shot and they don't even have gunshot, like blood or anything.
No.
They just fall.
They play the sound effect and they fall like it's a Nigerian movie.
Beast. There is a charm to those shitty movies, I guess. Yeah.
I used to watch Nigerian movies with my mom when I was a kid, and like the most preposterous thing you've ever seen. Like there's a movie about a dude who like he was just cheating on so many women, and like before they would catch on, he would just kill them. It's like, what the fuck is this plot? Like what? Like, are you talking to Monica? And you just break their neck. It's like, what the fuck? Just cheated like 10. Like what is this story?
No, the African Spider movie is the Spider-Man movie is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen in my life.
I've seen an Indian Spider-Man clip and it popped me.
Beast. Well, yeah, let's talk about NXT. We're not going to do a full.
Speaking
review.
of shitty movies.
Well, hold on. Cora Jade promo. No.
Exactly.
That is what opened NXT though. Cora Jade is obviously back, and for better or for worse, depending on your fandom, a lot of this episode was kind of built around the returning Cora Jade and Nikita Lyons. Cora Jade's been out for like 4 months. Nikita Lyons been out with a really bad knee injury for like nearly a year. So, we were talking about Shawn Michaels a few weeks ago. He gives everyone he gives everyone like a chance, he gives everyone a chance to do stuff. And, they got the chance to have like a proper return yesterday. So, like I said, depending on where your fandom sits, that is definitely for better or for worse. So, Cora Jade opened the show with a promo. And, Laura Valkyria came out. I think Blair Davenport came out for a bit, and this was just, a WWE opening, I guess.
Not even. Triple H doesn't even do this shit anymore on the main roster. Like, he doesn't do the promo.
Yes, he fucking does.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't do the whole. Here's the thing. I'm talking about this 2010s WWE promo train specifically of like person talks and wants something. Guy emerges to then give their promo why they want something. Then the third person happens. Then the fourth.
You knew what I meant, though.
Huh?
So that's all I was going for, You knew what I meant when I said a WWE opening,
Yeah, I just wanted to be.
I do agree with you, though.
Yeah, he doesn't do that. And then specifically where it's like, I want to be a contender, I want to be a contender, I want to be a contender. And then like they just fight and you get a match graphic like, tonight, it's this thing. It's like, okay. Like, for example, the IC title, we know that Ricochet and a couple people are bidding for this belt, right? We get realistic segments where they're having meetings with the boss, with Pierce, and we're gonna find out via Pierce what the direction's gonna be with that. It's not, they didn't do a thing where Ricochet's in the ring like, I want to fight Gunther, and then Gable's like, shoosh, I want to fight Gunther, and then Kofi's like, wait a minute, bump, bump, bump,
shoosh.
Yeah, like you don't get this annoying insipid segment with fucking people running out acting like children, just whining and then whatever the fuck. But continue with your recap, Monty. I'm sorry.
It's fine. A brawl breaks out. Nikita also comes out and it sets up a tag match for later on in the show. We get a Dragon Lee promo where he basically announces that he's going to be doing open challenges. He also puts over Wesley and says he's the greatest North American champion. And
Dragon Lee's voice is so funny, bro. He's
a beast, bro.
He just sounds like a humble little kid or something. He's just, Wesley, get better, my friend. And like fucking later on in the show, he's talking with Drew Gulak and his army of geeks, and he's just kind of like, which one wants to fight? I'll fight anyone, okay? And they're just like, we'll decide. He's just kind of like, okay. He's so soft-spoken,
I hope it's Gulak.
He's a beast.
I saw a hilarious comment in live. Different level said, when it comes to Cora, listen with your eyes. I will not do that, no.
Captain.
Anyway, there was a what was it? A trio? Yeah, trios match. Yeah, trios match. Josh Briggs, Brooks Jensen, Fallon Henley versus Metaphor minus Jakara Jackson, but she was at ringside. And yeah, Ibu, I know you've liked a few. Did you even see this actually?
Yeah, I did. I was disappointed by this. I thought this was going to be good because
I was going to say you've enjoyed quite a few of these Metaphor
yeah.
trios.
So Metaphor as an act has been growing on me. I actually kind of like him outside of those shitty Supernova Sessions talk show things they do. Those are bad. But like the act and the presentation, their look, the matches. I've been into them. The Alpha Academy match last week was awesome. So I thought this is going to be pretty good. I like Brooks Jensen. I like Josh Briggs. This will be fun.
You have taken a recent newfound liking to Josh Briggs.
Yeah, Josh Briggs might be that guy. So I'm like, all right, this will be fun. And then it was not fun, nor was it particularly good. It is what it is.
Shout out young JBL, Josh Briggs.
I do like Josh. I do like me some Josh Briggs. The crowd. He's more over because of the Iron Survivor Challenge. They were chanting, "We want Briggs" throughout this match. So,
but he did get the pin on Noam Dar, and he did mention having a Heritage Cup shot. Well, wanting a Heritage Cup shot. So
good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, he's had a good couple of months.
Him and Dijak could be a tag team. To be honest with you, they're both tall boys, similar physiques. That's something to look into on the main roster, I think.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention at the very, very start of the show, Carmelo Hayes was attacked and he was down, holding his knee.
Air quotes on attacked,
Absolutely. And after the trios match, we go backstage. Carmelo Hayes is being checked by medical, trying to clear Melo for action, and Trick seems happy about it, but Melo asks him if he knows who attacked him. Melo thinks he knows. Yeah, Melo thinks he knows who it is, and he's going to go to the ring and call him out later tonight. And
worth mentioning that the doctor told Melo that he was cleared and that he's good for like SmackDown. So
yeah, like I said, he's cleared for action. But yeah, anyway, after this, we are. When they do the thing when they introduce the competitors for the breakout tournament and they come out on the ramp. It does like a close up of them as the announcer just says out the name, and it'll come up with like a sidebar with like height, university, and it'll be like intangible. Then it'll be something ridiculous. But we got that for the men's breakout tournament last night. So just to go over the names again, it was Riley Osborne, Keanu Carver, Trey Bearhill, who was then attacked by Lexis King whilst they were doing this. So Lexis King replaced Trey Bearhill, which I think it's not fair. It's not justice. Dion Lennox.
Justice for Trey Bearhill, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. Dion Lennox, Obafemi, Miles Bourne, Tavion Heights, Luca Crusifino, Luca. Big Luca. But yeah, we got a closer look at those. The intangibles were popping there. On Keanu Carver's, it said grit. Is it just real? Me and Rob are we put together some serious scouting reports on this tournament. Yeah, we got Olympians, we got Obafemis, Keanu Carver. We're gonna get into him very, very, very soon. But speaking of which, the NXT breakout tournament starts with Obafemi defeating Miles Bourne. Miles Bourne never stood a chance in this match.
No.
Never stood a damn chance. He never had a prayer. I do not know who is even going to leave a mark on Obafemi in this tournament. He just looks unstoppable. He goes out there. He's got that brutal fucking spinning forearm. He just throws people around. He's got the best powerbomb in the business. He just carries himself like this terrifying monster. Booker T referred to him as Francis Ngannou twice in about 90 seconds. This is the future. This is the future. The people who were watching live last night need to remember what they were watching, unless they saw the All Momentum match, which was first. But I'm sure you will remember that one too. If you was there live, just remember where you was the first time you saw Obafemi, bro. Just remember where you was. He of course got the win, like I said. Miles Bourne did not stand a damn chance.
I will say Miles Bourne, his Randy Orton power slam did kind of pop me. I was like, oh,
he's not. He don't look terrible, Miles Bourne. To be honest, he does not look terrible. He's a good athlete, as JR would say. And yeah, he's got a cool story. He's like what's the word I'm looking for? He's like at least part deaf. I'm not sure if he's fully deaf. I don't think he's fully deaf, but he's at least part deaf. He's got a cool story. But anyway, Obafemi, this is the start of something special. The forecasting what's going to go. What's going to happen at the end of this tournament with an Obafemi win kicking off the tournament. We're foreshadowing things here, Bill.
Obafemi is he's just raw carnal power, I honestly thought he sold too much in this match. Like, he was just doing a lot of selling for like 2 minutes, and it was like, just get to the slams, just pick him up and throw him,
And he did.
And the thing is, once he started doing that, this got really this ruled, he's remarkable. Just an absolute powerhouse, and I don't believe that he's 22. I just don't believe it. I'm impressed that he can actually cut a promo, like a legitimately good promo. He has a great voice too. He doesn't sound like a fucking Comic-Con geek. Because some of these big men,
he definitely doesn't sound.
No, some of these big men get on the mic and it's like look at Ivar. He has a good look, and in here, he's just kind of like, Bronson Reed, the gods have summoned you for next week, and it's like, all right, bro. And Bronson Reed will just be like, Ivar, me and you next week on Raw, and it's like, I don't know, but Obafemi's in there, and he's just kind of like,
brute
force. There's not enough brute force.
Just imagine him being like, Gunther, you call yourself the ring general in my country.
I couldn't be a wrestling booker, because if I got my hands on someone like Obafemi, because the winner of this men's breakout tournament gets a title shot, and we all love Ilya Dragunov, but I'm just saying, sometimes you just gotta strap the rocket.
Monty, you know what Ashutosh told me yesterday? He said Antonio Inoki would have had Obafemi squash the IWGP champion in an angle and lead to a bigger match in the early 90s. And that's completely true. He would absolutely kill Tatsumi Fujinami, and then you build him and Hashimoto at Wrestling Dontaku in 1992. This is something that would 100% happen.
Deservedly so.
In a 12-minute heated main event match.
Also, you were right. Bourne is completely deaf.
He's completely deaf.
Yes, which confuses me, but
how? God bless. That is very
what a story.
Very commendable.
Yeah, what a story. He's wrestling. That's probably why Obafemi, they bumped in and Oba points to the rope for him to hit that side. And I was just like, okay. What a story. I wonder what his ceiling's going to be, but it's crazy. That's crazy.
God bless, man. Oh, genuinely, that's very commendable. And but last night he didn't stand a chance. So
no,
he's now out of the NXT Men's Breakout Tournament because of brute force.
Brute force.
Fucking Obafemi people.
Make that a sound.
There's something
honestly,
special happening there.
Give me Obafemi and Gunther, man. Give me.
I'm gonna make brute force a soundbite.
Gunther, what do you know about brute force?
Need it on a t-shirt. Just
that face he makes where his eyes are wide open and he's gritting his teeth is so funny.
He's fucking terrifying. No,
if he came in 2 years ago, right, when Vince was full on the whole work rate is now bad, Bruce Pritchard's my right hand, and I want big guys. If he came in 2 years ago, he'd be on the main roster already, right?
He would be he would be Raw Tag Team Champions right now with Omos.
Oh my god! Like,
MVP Omos and Obafemi.
you got
Just
the Nigerian giant Omos, and on my left side is Obafemi, the pride of Nigeria. Oh my god. Bobby Lashley and Obafemi would have a 3-match series. Yeah. Oh my.
that's
You know
the
that, like,
thing, bro. He's Obafemi. Yeah. He's special. You know.
You know that, like,
Because
one-arm spine buster thing that Bobby does?
yeah.
Imagine him doing it to Obafemi. Yeah.
I don't know if he could get him up there, brother. You know, Obafemi. That's an animal of a man. You know, but this is what I was getting to. In wrestling, wrestling was built on terrifying people that went in there and pretended to beat the shit out of each other. You know, terrifying looking people. And in the recent years, and I'm completely with the dropping of steroids and it not being so prevalent in the business. Less people are dying, less people are doing weird shit, even though it still occurs. Obviously, I'm not naive to that fact, but it's obviously a lot less prevalent, and there's less emphasis on body guys and encouraging people to do steroids and all that stuff. But every now and again, that does not mean that when someone as terrifying looking as an Obafemi comes along, and we can not appreciate what we're seeing here, you know. This is special. This is special. This is a generational talent. It may feel like a bit to some of you people, and a lot of it is just kind of his aura, the way he carries himself, his presence, the way he looks, obviously, his brute force and his power. But I do genuinely think, as a worker, the signs are very encouraging from the very early days, obviously, and you know, like I said, this business was built on terrifying people like that, and we've kind of lost some of that lately. You know, we've gone too far in the other direction. Anyone can get in now, which I guess is a good thing. But you know, sometimes you just got to make way for an Obafemi, bro. You know, everyone just needs to step aside, and a real alpha beast like Obafemi just walks through the PC. You know, it's just
Absolutely.
sacrifices have to be made, rituals have to be performed, you know, and we gotta get this thing rolling. I think he should be the NXT World Champion by the sum of the latest.
Oh my god. You were out of your mind.
Because obviously, like, you're gonna do Ilya versus Trick is probably going to end up in Trick getting screwed over by Mello, and Trick will beat Mello, and Mello will go permanently up to the main roster. So Ilya still have the title, and I'm sure the NXT fan base would love to see Trick Williams have a short title reign. Then after that, it's time for Obafemi, bro. You know, title debate maybe, unless he's going up to main roster. But I'm saying by the summer, I need that belt. I need that belt on Obafemi, bro. It's not a joke.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like Tyler Bate is gonna save Butch on one of these SmackDown episodes. That's what I feel like. I don't feel like he'll be there much longer. So
very easy, bro. That's the official ruling. That's the official agenda. Obafemi needs his first title. He needs at least his first title by the summer. You know?
He should hold it. He should hold it for a year.
Dragon Lee, I am coming for you.
Dragon, nah, you can't. Nah. You can't do that to poor Dragon Lee.
Just this guy.
It only lasts 30 seconds.
That's how it looks so nasty. You know,
like, you can't have Dragon Lee wrestle an actual match with Obafemi. You know. This is the thing with people like Obafemi, bro. Like, I look at Obafemi and think, oh my god, he could rip someone's head off. You know.
Yes.
And there's not enough wrestlers like that these days. Like, they're still out there. There's still plenty of them, but there's not enough, you know? And Obafemi is that turned up to, like, fucking... He's, like, one of the most terrifying wrestlers there is. You don't need a mask. You don't need no, like, bullshit fucking law, you know? He's just a big black nigga that just has brute force, bro, you know?
If he existed in, like, 1990, Vince would be on a commentary like, look at all my family. Just fucking, he's just power bombing niggas and shit. And he's just grabs the mic and he's backstage, and Mean Gene Okerlund's like, well, we're backstage here with Obafemi. Yo, do you have a statement, sir? And he's just like, Hulk Hogan. And he just walks away.
Oh my god, Hulk Hogan versus Obafemi would have been fucking money. It would have been crazy. The match would have been like 1 star generously, but
there would be an angle on a Saturday night's main event where he's putting Hogan in the fucking what's that thing that Khali did, the vice grip? Remember that? He'd put him in a vice grip, and Hogan would be fading and flailing his arms around, and the kids in the front row think he died and shit. And then all you'd hear is like, "This is a despicable attack by Obafemi," Oh my god!
Look, I want.
So if we get him on the main roster next year, who would you give him as a mouthpiece?
MVP.
Yeah. Bro, the way MVP talks about Omos is like, you think Omos is like the greatest wrestler alive.
Oh shit, bro! Imagine him and Omos walking out together in matching gear.
Oh my god,
that size,
What else we got to add to this Obafemi conversation? Still got some rounds in the clip, bro. We got next week. There's more tournament matches to go, Super chats. Darren Walker, £2. The rest of Purist film on Tubi will be great. It will. But the builder $2 Canadian. What does Heyman think of Punk's return?
I'm actually not completely sure.
A lot of artful, long-winded soliloquies. CM Punk.
Yeah, right. 10 years ago. It was like in 2005, I met in Louisville, Kentucky, a man named CM Punk. He's just bobbling his head.
He's doing one of those inside the rope interviews again, like on the stage.
Yeah.
It's more like a live podcast,
Yeah.
We need another one of those, so someone needs to fly him over to the UK to do inside the ropes again.
CM Punk in AEW was a marriage that was never going to last. And he just does a little Heyman face.
Yeah.
He's just like, you know what I mean? And he's just like, I know Phil, and the man that I know is not one that plays well with others. Oh my god!
We get some art.
Some live fan asked questions like, "Well, is it going to work here?" And he's going to be like, "CM Punk in WWE will work because CM Punk wants CM Punk in WWE to work." And you're like, "Okay, Paul. Thank you, Paul."
Will Chisholm, $5. With Punk in NXT, we know he's pitching Corey Jade to get the title.
He is a fan of Corey Jade.
Of course he is.
Right.
When someone idolizes you, it probably helps,
Yeah, right. I'm your biggest fan of all time. Oh, great. You're pretty good.
Hush $4.99, appreciate it. Hypothetically, if Punk was booking NXT, who is in catering and who's getting pushed? Curious what type of wrestlers he's into.
He likes Dijak. Obafemi. He thinks Trick Williams is a future superstar.
What does he think of Mello?
He likes Mello. He's in the PC today working with the guys. He's actually grappling in there with some of the kids. Like today, he's actually like in the lab, so to speak.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about it. We'll stop with this. CM Punk, he was also backstage at NXT yesterday. He wasn't on the show. And then he was also because apparently there's some NXT tapings today. So he's been backstage today. He's been talking with the talent. As Ibu said, he's been taking sessions with the talent and stuff like that. And it seems like he's having a good old time with the kids, Ibu,
He's having a great time. His long-term goal is to be a part of this NXT thing. He already is a part of this NXT thing, but like he wants to like run NXT. Actually, he wants to succeed Shawn Michaels, who, it seems like this is his project, this is his baby, which it is right now. But people forget that this was kind of thrown on him, and he did a favor to Triple H, who had the heart issue 2 years ago. And Shawn is getting up there. He's 58 years old, and yeah, he's really fond of Punk, and Punk loves Shawn, and Punk loves molding wrestling minds. He loves creating. He loves he in his mind. He is if this works out, he wants to stay here forever and help build the future of WWE. So there you go. Yesterday, after Monday Night Raw, he was buzzing, Monty. I was told that he did not sleep, and he went right to Orlando and just started grinding immediately. He was there backstage. He was watching how the TV production is done. He didn't book anything on the show or anything like that. He was just observing. You know what I mean? He's just kind of getting a feel for how things work, things like that. But he was just basically observing and seeing how things go. And today, he's starting to kind of just talk to the talent more and grind with them and give them pointers and wrestle with some of the guys and things like that. But expect to hear about this consistently. If it was up to him, truthfully, he would do this every week, and it would not surprise me if there's weeks where they don't book him for house shows. Monty, it would not surprise me if he just goes to NXT every week. Yes.
Oh yeah, CM Punk seems very motivated at the moment. So
yes.
we saw this with AEW when he first came in. We saw this in AEW when he first came back to AEW after Brawl Out. He has his honeymoon phases. He's very enthusiastic at the start, very optimistic, and there's a lot of signs of optimism coming from inside whatever show it is or whatever. Same way there was with AEW, the same way there was with Collision at the start, and the same way there is now with WWE. One would hope, if you're a fan of CM Punk, this is a consistent, persistent thing. It's not something that just fades away when when he gets his time cut again or some bullshit happens, when these wrestling things happen. So yeah, definitely remains helpful, optimistic, and in good spirits, because when CM Punk is in this mode, it does pop me quite a lot,
Yeah, he's very locked in. He was not obligated, by the way, to be there at last, like yesterday.
Yeah, of course he wasn't.
He went because he wanted to. Word from WWE is that he is allowed to. He basically has a free pass to come to the Performance Center whenever he wants, which you would think that's like a obvious thing, but no, the main roster talents can't just straight up like show up and do whatever they want. Like you have to give people a heads up and get some clearance. Like CM Punk can just walk in, and so he's already, I guess, an unofficial coach. Wait, did we lag out there? CM Punk is an unofficial coach already in NXT.
Here's a super chat asked, is Punk allowed to do this? Was Punk being allowed to do this cleared by Khan or Triple H, as in Nick Khan?
I don't know what the conversation was between those two. I just know that CM Punk is welcome and allowed to just be in the Performance Center. And he was, again, like I said, he was observing the TV production.
Deadline as well. So.
Right, yeah. And so that's going to be the third day he's now doing some stuff with NXT. The funny thing is, people described it, Monty, as OVW, where like Punk apparently was said to be like, he used to study Paul Heyman and how Paul Heyman did things in OVW. Like when they were there in 05, and they bonded because Punk would like watch over like the pre-tapes as Paul was editing them. He would just sit with him, and like Paul would have these long conversations about the business and things like that. So he's doing it again. He's doing it again here.
Mason 84 199, appreciate it. Dragon Lee, complete opposite of his brother Roosh.
in demeanor?
Yeah, complete opposite might be a stretch, but they're very different.
I think he's talking about he put that super chat in when you were talking about Dragon Lee's voice.
Yeah. Dragon Lee's very mild mannered, you know what I mean, and like Roosh like wants to rip your head off.
Jay Stone 499, appreciate it. Did y'all peep the NXT audience chanting like they were in Wakanda for Obafemi?
I did catch that.
Listen, brother, he's getting the people chanting. It's It's real stuff, you know. Master 84, 199. WrestlePure is the only platform that promotes steroid use. LMAO. We don't promote steroid use. I'm just
I
saying
promote
that.
steroid use.
Safe steroid use, I'd hope.
Let me cover myself.
Do not go
not these not the reckless 90s shit.
Yeah,
You know?
where they're just, you know,
Ibu's a fan of that Joe Rogan cycle, you know.
you know, just what a little boost to get you a little shredded, you know.
Just the process 34, $4.99. Appreciate you. Per AEW site, besides Andrade 8 and 2, Luchas are 14 and 34 in singles. For a supposed Lucha respected, why does TK book them as shambolic jobbers? Why would you not include Andrade in that? Or what would be the reasoning that you wouldn't include Andrade in that record? Not just to make it look worse. Like
I guess
a weird one.
Maybe they're just thinking of masked wrestlers. I don't know. Would you qualify Andrade as a luchador?
Yes.
You would?
He came up through the luchador system. Mask and everything.
Yeah, La Sombra. Yeah. He's just a very different wrestler than he was in 2016. You know, so it's just kind of he's a very different wrestler.
Caden Lee, 199. Appreciate you. Heading to AEW. Should be a fun taping. Hope you have a good time, brother.
You got a lot of good matches you're going to be watching.
They also just announced Samoa Joe will be cutting a promo tonight. So
that was known.
That's beautiful either way.
Yep.
Kale, $20 Mexican. Not 100% sure. Maybe Mexican. What does Punk think of Tiffany?
Not sure.
So Jizzle 199. The NXT Raw is exactly what Punk wanted in AEW.
Probably.
Yeah.
You remember when he did the whole
molding minds?
You remember when he was doing the whole like I'm trying to run a business here thing, Monty? Like, could you imagine Punk on a fucking NXT, like what do they call it, those media calls or whatever? Like just imagine it. Like, what's your goal here? And Punk's just like, I don't know, just in his own Punk way, he's just kind of like, we're trying to build here. We're trying to, you know, set up the future or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I just think it's the idea of this whole thing is really funny to me. You know,
Will Chisholm, $5. Load of Voice posting a picture with Punk, her, and Roxanne trying to beat a CM Punk goal. It would be funny to see CM Punk on an NXT media call. It would be funny to see CM Punk on a media call.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Just the idea of it's so funny to me. You know what's gonna be funny, Monty? When he starts wearing NXT hats. Hello? Can you hear me?
I thought you were just going to elaborate, but you just didn't.
No, it's just him wearing it. Like, you know how Sean wears NXT hats? Like, it's just the funniest thing to me.
I mean, adorable, you know.
It's just funny to me. Like
I thought you had a bit more in the chamber there, you know.
And no, there was no bitter joke there. It's just the idea of Punk walking around.
He wears these hats and he does like, but it's just that he wears these hats, man. You know?
No, because like Sean, like if you notice now, Sean in every public appearance he has some type of NXT hat. He even has an NXT cowboy hat, you know. And so Punk's base outfits are Bret Hart merchandise, you know. But like when he starts wearing NXT sweaters and shit like that, it's gonna be fucking hilarious.
He's gonna do Bret Hart Day where he just makes all the kids sit down and watch Bret Hart. I feel bad for them.
Oh, that by the way, that may have happened already. He was watching some matches with talent today.
Huncho 499, appreciate you. Do you think Punk deep down always preferred a WWE return over signing with AEW, or do you think he still prefers it worked out in AEW?
What I would tell you is that by the time the Collision thing was set up, I think his heart was going back to WWE. I don't know about the first stint at all. He was sincerely happy in AEW. He sincerely had belief in the promotion, in the promotion's future. He really wanted it to work. He just enjoyed his place of work, all that type of stuff. Post Brawl Out, he sought a buyout that he could not get. And, you know, we saw it. He was just in his house for months stewing over this thing while he was injured. And Punk doesn't do well with sitting at home injured, as we've seen, you know. And that's when he started getting all those Instagram posts and things like that. From that point onward, like I do think he was seeking to leave. And it only got exacerbated when it became clearer and clearer that he would not be able to have the top feuds in AEW that he wanted. Like, what I mean by that, meaning, like, once it became clear that he's not going to be able to do a feud with the Elite and he wouldn't be on Dynamite and things like that, that's when he mentally checked out of this entire thing.
Corey David, $2. In the best in the world documentary, Paul and Punk ran some OVW episode. God bless. Good doc. Joseph, £2. Appreciate you. Punk's impression of Nick Khan, impressed with him? ?
Punk's impressions of Nick Khan. I mean, he thinks he's a serious businessman and a serious somebody.
Huncho 499, appreciate it. In 5 years, if the Elite are gone from AEW, would Punk be open to Tony bringing him back, or safe to say he never sets foot in AEW again?
These are things that are impossible to predict, bro. You know, like, how the hell would I know? I don't know. I think the Elite are lifers in AEW. You know what I mean? I think they're lifers. I think the CM Punk AEW thing is over.
Bud the Builder, $2 Canadian. Ibu, we need a CM Punk impression. Do we?
I don't know. I don't know about that one.
It's got to be natural, you know. Like, you need
Yeah,
to.
so.
What else did you have on NXT that was good? I thought Dragon Lee versus Tyler Bate was just lovely.
It was a nice match. It was just a nice wrestling match.
Really good.
I like when Dragon Lee has these sprints. You know what I mean? Just let him do all his cool moves. You do those condensed PWG bangers. So that was good stuff. I thought that was good. And Trick Williams came off like a superstar in the main event, cutting that promo. The actual angle itself, not for me. I think these mystery attacker angles suck the longer they go. I already didn't care that much, but now that this is turning into like they're trying to do like a bloodline saga out of this, and you can't do that. You know, like, you just can't do that over a mystery attacker angle. That in theory, like, you should just look at some security cameras to figure out what the fuck happened. You know what I mean? Like, in real life, like, an investigation would simply be conducted. It's not for wrestlers to figure out and inquire and discuss live in promo segments for weeks on end for 3 months. So I'm not into this anymore. Thankfully, Lexis King is no longer a part of it, but it's just whatever to me. So we'll see what happens. Metal appears to be guilty, you know, so that's that.
Feels like they're just going in the big Cass Enzo route now, because they were just like, yeah, he hurt him. It looked like he hurt himself just so you could get the heat off of him. But this should ultimately end at Vengeance Day. So.
Yeah, Trick Williams came off very well in this, and obviously Carmelo Hayes, you know, Ilya blaming stuff didn't exactly come off great, I don't think, but you know, it's just, we'll see what happens. I guess everyone's just gonna wait for Trick and Ilya to happen and Melo to screw him somehow. So we'll see what happens. I think it's safe to say that none of us. I think it's safe to say that none of us believe that Ilya Dragunov is supposed to be on the attack.
No. Yeah, Dragunov is going to face Trick, and then Melo may screw him in that match and reveal, like, it was me. And then you do Trick and Melo at Vengeance Day. That seems pretty likely.
And Keanu Carver was the other. Well, Riley Osborne defeated Keanu Carver in the men's breakout tournament, and Keanu Carver was definitely the one everyone was talking about, but Riley Osborne looked pretty good as well. But Keanu Carver is just another. We found another one. Not quite Obafemi, but he's definitely another one, you know. But instead of just having like this brute force, terrifying look, like he's just got like this. I don't know, bro. He just got this element of niggatry around him, you know. He's just, you know, he's like snarling and fucking frowning and shit, and he's fucking beating his chest.
Another guy like you mentioned earlier, who I thought sold way too much for the guy he was facing. I thought he should have beat the guy,
but he lost. So, oh shit, alarms are going off. But yeah, Keanu Carver, really impressed with him. He done a crazy pounce. He did a crazy lariat as well. Just another powerful, fucking scary looking dude with a college background in this tournament. There's some animals in this bracket, bro. Animals. Absolute animals. So,
Yeah,
sometimes.
they are. That Riley Osborne guy, they're actually pretty high on him. They think he's like one of the furthest along when it comes to just being like
Oh yeah, he definitely is.
put together
Like,
in ring. Like he's moving around like a wrestler. Whereas these other
man.
guys are just raw athletes. So
Yeah, man. And then I guess next week we'll see Tavion Hoyt, Dion Lennox. Those are probably the ones to watch on that. On the other first round matches. Looks like we're going to be getting Obafemi versus Tavion Hoyt in the semi final if all things go to plan, which is
is
that's
Tavion Heights
that's
like
Godzilla versus King Kong, brother.
Tavion
That's
Heights? Is that
that's the Olympian.
okay? Okay, gotcha. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. They may try to lay out something that's way too ambitious for their skill levels. Like they may try to set up some Keith Lee Dijak type shit with them. Oh my god.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready for it. But yeah, NXT, that Dynamite tonight. We've got quite a lot on Dynamite because we got Swerve versus Moxley. We got Jay White versus Mark Briscoe. We got Hangman versus Roddy. We got a Samoa Joe promo. We got Brody King versus Andrade. Doing Blue League on Dynamite. What else we got? Ruby Soho versus Riho. We'll hear from the Golden Jets. We'll hear from Samoa Joe. There's a lot on this episode, Iba.
Yeah, I wonder how it's going to get timed out. Like, in theory, there's, 6 matches and a couple angles and promos to do. So I wonder, because a lot of the matches look very good. I wonder how they're going to be timed out, and which ones may or may not be able to kind of reach its ceiling with the timing. But then again, I'm the guy. I'm a big proponent of 13-minute condensed fucking great TV bangers. So I'm not going to complain if like Hangman Page and Roderick Strong is literally like a 12, 13-minute shootout, you know. So we'll see. I'm very excited for Swerve and John Moxley, man. They're both undefeated in this tournament. I presume they're going to go to a time limit draw, to be honest. But they built this well, man. Mox has been running through this whole tournament. Swerve is his stock is sky high. So this actually feels like a clash between two top stars right now, and so kudos to AEW for that. So I'm excited for that matchup. Mark Briscoe and Jay White will be a good match because Mark Briscoe's on a roll, and I think it'll probably be the most interesting Jay White match in a little bit. Well, at least hopefully. So yeah, this looks like a good show. Samoa Joe's gonna cut a promo. Brody King and Andrade. They had a fun one on it was like episode 3 or 4 of Collision. Brody King and Andrade had a good one, so expect more of the same there.
Yeah, Rob, what you most looking forward to on Dynamite?
Swerve and Mox, because of them basically getting an overrun, kind of told me that they might go to a time limit draw. So, but we'll see.
Yeah. It wouldn't. I don't think it would surprise anyone, to be honest, if those two ended up drawing with the momentum Swerve has, and obviously the standing that Mox is Mox. So yeah, it's a stacked episode, man. It's stacked with good stuff. Not everything's going to be perfect, obviously, but it's a very stacked episode. So as Ibu said, it'll be interesting to see how they time it out. They have got a 5-minute overrun, but what is 5 minutes? It's not a lot. So it'd be interesting to see how the show flows together because many times, AEW in the past has been very dizzy when it comes to pacing. So interesting task tonight, but it's a good problem to have, I guess. You've got too much good stuff to put on your show. It's a good problem to have, I guess. So yeah, man. I think we do a few more super chats and get out of here. Hush 199. Does Punk hate Tony Khan like he hates Vince McMahon? Don't think so.
He definitely thinks that Tony listened to the wrong people when it just comes to AEW and some of the things that have happened with him.
Roaches and $5, appreciate it. How did Punk feel when he saw Vince out of the booking for good, and Vince must be sick to see Punk back?
Who knows?
He's thinking, bro, it's Vince McMahon. It's been 10 years. I don't think he's sick to see anyone back, to be honest, I mean,
what I do know is that him and Hunter weren't on good standing, and so when they had their conversation about this thing happening, they absolutely had to address their past issues and get past them. It wasn't gonna work without those things being addressed. If it was just like if it was just one of those things where they just no sell it and go, oh, let's just do business, it wasn't gonna work. So they had to literally have an in-depth conversation about literally how they were towards each other back in the day, which was not a positive relationship.
Caden Lee, 199. What did Punk say to Lexis King?
I don't know.
Hush, 199. Ibu Big Taj is back, which means we're back.
Did I miss some Knicks news? Did we sign Taj Gibson?
Huh.
I hope that Taj Gibson's like 49. Anyways.
Will Chisholm, $5. I got to ask, how do y'all feel about the Ruby Soho love angle?
It's okay.
It's like 30 seconds at the end of a pre-tape. Look, it's not even...
Yeah,
they haven't really done angles with it except for at the end of that one match like a week ago, which wasn't amazing at all.
The only thing I'll say is it surprises me because I never thought AEW would do a romance angle. So
yeah, it's not particularly good.
I don't have strong feelings either way, to be honest. It's just kind of like it's
it's an angle.
Someone asked, are we going to see Thunder Rosa on AEW again? Which I think is quite interesting to bring up around about now because obviously, as we know, she's been cleared for a few months now. And she even said in the interview recently that she's ready. But what the interview was on a San Antonio local news show or whatever the fuck show, YouTube, whatever it was. And obviously it was promoting the upcoming Collision show. So I think if you want to get speculated, I guess you could circle that date of when AEW Collision comes to San Antonio because I know it's coming up soon. So maybe Thunder Rosa comes back on that show. I don't know, but I think, I guess that's the closest we've got to. I don't even know what I'd call that. A fair speculation, We'll see. I think Thunder Rosa should have been back ages ago. Anyways, like, subscribe. We will be back later on tonight, I think, over on Twitch for the AEW Dynamite Watch Along. Of course, We'll be back on YouTube tomorrow with the AEW Dynamite review. So hopefully it's not a terrible episode because that means Joe Hulbert won't be joining us if it's a terrible episode. If it's a good episode, Joe Hulbert will be joining us, and it will be me, Charlie, hopefully AO, and Joe. So good stuff ahead. As always, keep an eye on the Wrestle Purist Twitter page and you'll keep up to date with everything that we're doing. And one last time, like, subscribe. Thank you so much for the super chats as always. And we will catch you hopefully on Twitch in a few hours. So, yeah, man. Peace.